this, John?
Okay, this is, I think, number 4 in our series of...
Really?
Well, we had Harl Snyder. That was pretty bad. And then there was Gracie Freck Snurd Snore. Yeah. And there was another one, I think. Or is this number 3?
Well, I thought it was 3, but...
Maybe it is. I don't know. We'll find out, and we'll certainly report back. But in any case, we're having fun doing these under duress.
Lots of fun.
All right, the topic came up recently about the Red73 Creamery.
Yes.
And I've never heard of a Red73 Creamery. And then you insulted your sister by implying that she didn't know anything about it.
Well, it might have been before her time. But anyhow, it was on the Ohio side.
That's bad to begin with, isn't it?
Not necessarily for the creamery. And I don't know whether that's where you got the big ice cream cones or not. I really don't know what you did at the creamery, what the deal was. Maybe Marilyn can fill me in.
Well, wasn't there later there was a milk store or something that Grandma would send me to buy milk, send me down West Hickory Street over toward the Ohio side.
Right on the line.
Right
I forget what that was. But
that wasn't the Red73.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm sorry about
that. That was a grocery store. This was not a grocery store.
Oh, okay.
I think people sold their cream there.
Oh, okay. Did you have cream?
Well, I guess we did. We had that separator, you know.
I didn't know you had a separator.
Oh, my goodness.
What
it had 100 different parts to it, and Marilyn and I had to wash it.
How often?
Well, every time it was used.
Well, I assume it was used every day, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that means...
You were washing the separator every day?
Seems like it.
Now, what is the difference between a separator and a milk churn?
Oh, my goodness, John. The milk churn
I'm sorry?
makes butter. And the separator separates the cream from the milk.
But can't you just leave the combined stuff in a Mathis dairy jar and the cream will rise to the top?
Well, do you know about those bottles that had the little bubble at the top, and you had a little spoon you put in, and that held the
cream and the milk were separate?
Yeah, and you could pour the cream off, and none of the milk would get in. That was nice.
Well, you did something. I mean, I remember we used to have Mathis dairy milk delivered in the quart jars, and there was cream on top. You could see it.
Yeah.
But this separator actually separated it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How many dairy cows did y'all have?
Dairy cows?
Well, I assume that's where the milk came from.
I think.
And the chickens didn't create the milk, did they?
Dairy cows. Well, Mother wanted Holsteins, so we had some Holsteins. And then, of course, there were always Jerseys, had richer milk, but we liked Holsteins. And I guess there were at least 2. I remember when Daddy got lumbago, I had to learn to do the milking, and I milked.
Okay.
That was...
I've never thought of you as a milkmaid.
Oh, yeah, I'm proud of it, that I can do it. In case of emergency, you know, maybe you've got a cow and nothing else.
That's right. That's right.
And then that's what Jimmy Bird and I have in common. We both know how to milk a cow.
Well, I went to Mathis Dairy and did Rosebud.
Oh, yeah, wasn't that good?
Yeah, I'm not sure that cow was actually part of the dairy stock. I think that was more for show.
Oh, yeah, Rosebud.
Anyway, that was local history that nobody in Union City would care about, I'm sure.
Right.
All right, now let's talk. We figured out the Red73 Creamery. And when is your first recollection? One of the things that terribly confused me as a child about going to Union City in the summer was the time differential, that you had fast time and slow time.
Yes.
And that you might be trying to go to a church social over on the Ohio side,
yeah.
But you had to figure the time out, and it was very confusing.
Yes.
When did that begin? Was that World War II? Was that to save?
I don't know. I think it was before that. We always had the, you see, you have these time divisions all across the U.S.
I'm aware of that.
And
We call them zones.
yeah, these zones. And
I've been outside of Georgia before.
you have to make this adjustment, and I don't think it's a matter of World War II at all.
No, I think it was. I'm going to check on that, but I think it was to save energy.
Well, you're talking about daylight savings.
I'm talking about daylight savings time.
Well, it certainly is.
Well, we'll cross this bridge another time. All right, we got off on a tangent there.
We did.
All right, what about now? Let's move to the hatchery.
Okay.
What was the scoop on the hatchery? Now, you obviously were out on the highway.
Yes.
And was there a hatchery there when you moved there, or did Grandpa build one?
He built one. But we had been in town for a hatchery on the Ohio state line. There had been one
You lived there?
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
where the hatchery was.
And why did he move it out to the highway?
I don't know. But ours not the question.
I guess not. Now, you were born in BERNE.
Yes.
When was your first Union City experience? I mean, how did you make the move from BERNE to Union City?
Daddy sold sugar beets, and we went to Portland for a while. We lived in Portland. And then he got transferred to Union City.
With sugar beets?
Mm-hmm. To sell sugar
I'll be a
beets.
son of a gun. I've never heard that before.
Yep.
All right. And so he was selling sugar beets and somehow decided to get into the hatchery.
And he had Uncle Vic come down and be with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Uncle Vic and my mother's father, my grandfather, gave him the money to get started.
Is that right?
Loaned it to him. And then Uncle Vic and Aunt Meal didn't like it there. They wanted to come back to BERNE, so they left Daddy high and dry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And then he was always having people that he needed some help, but they never
Didn't seem to
they
deliver.
didn't pan out.
Didn't
right.
pan out.
Yeah.
Story of my life, sort of.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say no.
No.
All right. And where the Depression hit in 1929, you were 4 years old.
I guess.
So you don't have any recollection of...
Well, I didn't think that there was any problem with the Depression. Other people were saying how poor they were and how poor they were. Mother had her garden and everything, and we had chickens and
Plenty to eat, and that really is...
Well, yeah, that was the main thing, wasn't it?
And was he still selling chickens during this time and cream and...
Well, he wasn't selling cream.
the cream was just for y'all.
Yes, and the cream was always in a pint jar, and we would sell cream. There were some people in town that wanted whipping cream, and they would come out for 25 cents. They got a pint of whipping cream.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
That was a good deal. Prices have gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess they have.
And it's so thin now. It's not
Yeah.
really very good whipping cream.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the Depression for just a second. Did you and Marilyn know people that their parents were out of work? I mean,
No.
that just, it wasn't.
And the joke was that I went to the neighbors and everybody was complaining about how poor they were. And I said, well, we're so poor we have to eat pie for breakfast. And the people told Mother that I said that.
Oh, no.
It seemed unusual to me to have pie for breakfast, but Mother had the pie the day made by 9 o'clock, and it was just wonderful. And there was always some left over, so
If the peasants have no bread, let them eat cake.
the pie was certainly wonderful.
Okay. All right. And one last topic I want to cover here is you had mentioned that you had somehow gotten hold of your grandfather's violin at an early age.
On my father's side.
On your father's side. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking Sprunger's side.
No.
Were there...
The
Well, you
Thomases
had
had a little family orchestra.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Who played what?
Well, let's see. Daddy and Aunt Miriam, I think, played violin. I don't know what other people
Your
played.
father played violin?
Yeah, not very well.
I had no idea that M.A. Thomas played violin.
Well, he never made much of it once he got done with it.
And Grandma did she play piano when you were a child?
Oh, yeah.
And did she always have the ear?
Yes, and the big deal was to get the baby grand piano.
Well, I specifically remember at 401 West Hickory coming home after church, having a wonderful dinner.
Always.
And then we would retire to the front room, and she would go begin humming the hymns, and without any music at all, play them.
Well, see, she would hear something on the radio and drop what she was doing and run in and play the piano to go with it. And then she could play the same thing up half a step or down half a step.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, Marilyn and I were jealous. We never got that ability.
Well, but both of you girls got, obviously you performed and taught for many, many years, and Marilyn's musical feats are legendary.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the violin and end up meeting Mr. Arlington, and where was John Adams Sr. and all of this?
Well, he was always featured, and every time they gave a program, they gave programs. The Arlington String Ensemble gave programs, free programs, with a free will offering.
At Methodist churches?
Yeah, all over Indiana.
And he was an impresario.
Mr. Arlington
yes.
was. But he would have Daddy play. And so when they came to our church, after they got done playing, Mother went up and said, "Would you take my little girl and teach her?" And he said, "Well, that depends on whether she's good enough or whether she,
is serious."
Yes, whether she'll pay attention and do what I tell her. So anyhow.
And you were about what age at that point?
I think it's 7th grade.
Which would have been, how old is 7th grade? 13?
Yeah.
Right around there.
That's when I first met Daddy.
And he was 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So I guess that was pretty exciting. And he was
13,
accomplished.
15. Oh, yeah.
He was pretty good at that point. So, all right. Whatever happened to M.A.'s violin?
Well, it wasn't any good at all.
Marilyn probably has it tucked away somewhere.
I don't think so. I think we got rid of it.
All right. Well, it's
but he bought me another one for $50, and this was just a disaster.
Uh-oh.
And for some reason or other, during the orchestra period, I had it up under my arm, and I wasn't fooling around or anything, but that thing shot all the way across the room and ended up in a pile.
Oh, no.
Yes. And
that's not good.
No. So when Daddy picked me up that day, I was crying, and I'd broken the violin.
Oh, dear.
Oh, me.
Well, these things happen.
Mr. Arlington got me a better. So.
Oh, good. All right. Well, these things happen. And this is the end of this installment. Marilyn, if you have some specific things you'd like us to talk about, we'd be happy to do that. And we look forward to your getting hold of a webcam. When you do, you contact me, and I will walk you through this entire procedure. It's really easy, and it's a lot of fun. At least I enjoy it, and I think you do too. I know.
I'm not sure.
Well, you always act like you don't, but then you do.
Well.
Okay. It's the day after Christmas. We had snow in Atlanta, Georgia on Christmas Day for the first time that I can remember since 1882. Do you remember the 1882 snow?
Of course not.
Oh, well, I thought I did from an early childhood.
Silly.
Oh, maybe not. And to Kathy Peterson, the birthday girl, right?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, and all those.
And tell about Marjorie's brother's birthday.
That's right. My lovely wife Marjorie's brother Michael, who is 63 and is about 10 years older than Margie, 9 or 10. 9 years older than Margie. He was born on Christmas Day, and Margie's dad was born the day after Christmas. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So today is his birthday.
Yes.
Okay. Well, happy
And
birthday.
Grandma Houck was born on December 22nd.
That would be 98.
Is that true?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Margie's dad would be 98 this year. Wow, that goes back a ways. And who was born?
Grandma Houck,
Grandma Houck was born.
the 22nd of December.
I'll be a son of a gun. There we go. December birthdays, including yours.
Yes, the 9th.
Happy birthday on the
Thank you.
9th. And we will talk to you guys later. Sure to enjoy your communications and look forward to talking to you soon. Have a very prosperous new year, we hope. Okay? See y'all later. Bye now.
Bye-bye.